like, was he naked? I was in there shouting, was he naked? And so he jumped in the pool naked. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brenda Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brenda Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. Y'all, tonight's video, we are talking The Best Man final chapters, okay? So this has been a highly anticipated mini-series, right? If you're a fan of The Best Man movies, then you probably were dying to see this series come out. It's supposed to be The Best Man, the final chapters. So this video, we are talking, well, they call it season 1. This is episode 1 titled Paradise, okay? Before we get into anything, y'all, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe if you are enjoying the content. I also review other shows, so check out my channel. Please continue to support this channel to help it grow. Also share the video if you enjoy it, and also comment below. Let me think. Do you think they should even have remade The Best Man? You know, did more of it, added to it? Do you think they should have left it alone with the very first one? Did you like the holiday movie? I personally love the first movie. Can't touch original. I love the holiday movie minus Mia dying. Like, it was sad. Like, it was good, especially catching up with all the characters, but it was sad as hell. And I don't know why they had to kill that girl off. I don't know why she can't be in the show no more. I don't know what's happening with that, but neither here or there. So far, this final chapter series is good. It's a little shaky to me in the beginning, but it's good. Let's get into it. So it's going to be more discussion-based, but we are going to touch on the main things that happen. Okay, so the episode starts out with the flashbacks, right? So they show us the original one. I think it's from 1998 or 1999. And then they show us the Best Man holiday one. So they show us scenes from all of those. Then seems like they flashed 2024 on the screen, which I was like, that's weird because we ain't even got 2023 yet. We trying to wrap up 2022. And then they flashed to 2015. So they showed 2024 with Harper, aka Tay Diggs, on the sofa talking about, you know, it took him what did he say, a quarter of a century to get here. So is he 50 years old now? Is that what he's saying? I don't know. Anyway, and so he said, finally figure out life and happiness and all this stuff. And I think he was getting ready to speak or do something. So anyway, then they flashed 2015, which I thought was weird because like, well, why are we going back to 2015? But I'm thinking because The Best Man Holiday came out in like 2013. Did they say 2013? I think. And so maybe that's why they went back to 2015. I don't know. It was very confusing to me. Anyway, the years is all confusing to me. Let me know if y'all understood that in the comments. So Harper, you know, he's been offered the opportunity to make the movie into a book. The book into a movie, right? So anyway, we also see this scene in the very beginning with Andy Cohen and Shelby. So Shelby, you know, she's a reality TV star and she's on Watch What Happened Live with Andy Cohen. So at first, that scene to me, I don't know, something about the acting or something, it just wasn't gelling. It wasn't good. It wasn't believable to me. I don't know if that was just me, but something about it wasn't adding up for me. And so Andy Cohen is asking her about how she feels about Quentin getting married, because Quentin is now this big hotel real estate mogul, and of course he's getting married, right? And so she was like, Andy, like, what do you mean? Like, I don't care, like, I'm happy for him. And he was like, well, rumor has it you guys fooled around and you weren't too happy about him getting married. Like, let me show you. So they showed a clip from the reality show. She found out he was getting married in the nail shop. She was going off, she was running, she ran all the way down to it was super exaggerated, first of all. She ran all the way down his building to confront him about it, and it was a hot mess. Now, mind you, she meets up with Jordan. I get Jordan and Robin's names confused. Not their characters, but just the names. So anyway, and she was talking to Jordan about it, and so Quentin didn't invite Shelby down to the wedding. But we're going to see in the end that she popped up. We're going to get to that. So anyway, she trying to ask Jordan if she could be the plus one. Jordan's like, no, I got a suite. I want to be myself. I want to do my own thing. Jordan, we find out, is no longer with that white man, that cute white man. So she's like, it wasn't a love thing. Girl, I'm tired. Why Jordan gotta be single? Why Nia Long gotta be done like this? Why Nia Long can't have a man to be happy? Anyway, I mean, Lord. Anywho. So then, you know, she's like, girl, no, you not coming. I'm going by myself. I want my room to myself. I don't blame you, girl. Anyway, I'm not sure why Quentin didn't invite Shelby. I mean, they do hate each other, so I guess. Anyway, you know, Shelby's asking, you know, how is Lance doing with the kids? Because, you know, Jordan is the godmom, so she has to have, you know, take care of the kids. So she's been helping with the kids part-time, helping Lance since Mia passed away, right? So I guess, you know, Lance is not doing good, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So anyway, we do see Harper come home, and he tells Robin she's doing some kind of cooking thing where she's doing meals for people, and her business is really taking off. He's telling her, like, girl, you need some help. You know, you doing the most of this business. She's like, no, she got it, because they also got their daughter, Mia, you know, and Harper wants her to get some help, and she's like, no, I got it. So anyway, I don't know, something about Harper and Robin, this relationship never felt all the way to jail to me. Is that just me? Anyway, Harper lets Robin know about the movie deal. She's excited for him. She's like, you need to do it. He feels like it could be cheesy. He feels like he needs to elevate. She's like, you're doing fine exactly where you are. You don't need to be tripping like that. She's like, but you should, like, you know, talk to the group about it first, because that book caused a lot of drama, right? Y'all remember The First Best Man, which is a classic, by the way. So, like, first you need to talk to Lance. So we do see then Robin and Harper and Murch and Candace, aka Regina Hall, go out to dinner along with their two daughters. The daughters look like they got a lot bigger. So anyway, them daughters was talking too much craziness at the table, okay? So anyway, they asking the parents if they gonna have sex. The daughter's like, what sex? He's like, it's something sweet. And she's like, I want sex. And then she's asking her about being a stripper. And the older daughter telling the younger daughter, like, girl, I'm going to tell you later what that is, because she didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, they is reading her mama. Anyway, so Candace, I just want to call that lady. I want to call these people by their real names so bad. I'm going to try not to. So Candace was telling Harper, like, hey, you know, Murch is still hurt about the best man thing. He's like, oh, come on, like, I've known Quentin since 9th grade. So Murch and Quentin were college roommates. That's how they met. But Quentin knew Harper, I guess, since, like, high school or elementary school or something. However, like, when it's girls, like my girls, we all took a turn being bridesmaids in the weddings. Okay, so, like, I have one friend, she waiting to be the bridesmaid in my wedding when I get my turn, when I get my man, right? And I was at her wedding. And then the other two friends, they were in each other's weddings. Like, you don't get to do it 200-300 times, okay? But, you know, men do stuff different. Anyway, let me know if y'all can relate to what I'm talking about with that one. So, you know, she's, like, telling her, like, you know, don't bring it up. He's sensitive about it. He want to be the best man so bad. And so then she's stressed out because, you know, they're opening more schools. She haven't had a vacation with just her and Murch. They trying to penny pinch. He had a park so far, pay all his money. He wasn't trying to order all the drinks and the appetizers, but they're happy to go on the vacation for Quentin's wedding, but he's like, it's a really expensive trip. I forgot the name of the location they went. This is Sarem? I forgot what you called it. Anyway, some kind of island, y'all. So then at the table, Murch is telling Harper, like, no, like, it's cool on the best man, it's cool. But you can tell he real bothered by the best man the whole time, right? Murch always got an issue. He always got an issue. Anyway, they tell, you know, talk about the movie, and so they're excited about it, but they're like, okay, you need to, you know, talk to Lance, do it the right way. Candace has to accept some award they're getting for the schools, and she has to accept it on her and her husband's behalf, so she's stressed out and nervous about that. She's trying to work on a speech. So anyway, then we do see Murch and Harper go check on Lance. I guess he was like at a hotel or something, so it was kind of sweet. And he opens the door with just his robe on, everything hanging out. That Morris Chestnut is chocolatey fine. Chocolatey fine, y'all. Oh, he fine. Oh, the body is just on point. Oh, yes, Lord. Anyway, so he got two women in there. So Lance is not, you know, Lance is doing his own grieving process. Okay, he's going through it. You could tell he's just really going through it, right? And so I'm thinking that's why they jumped it from 2024 to 2015 to show that he's still doing with the grieving process. It's only been a couple of years. Let me know if that's what y'all think is going on too. Anyway, Harper and Mert are trying to tell him, like, hey, this is not the best way to cope. Like, you know, Mia wouldn't want this for you. Like, this is not a good idea. They were like, maybe you need to start off slow. Maybe you just need to start off dating. Like, you're doing too much. Like, those girls, they could be doing this and that. And so then he was like, no, I don't want to be with anybody else. I don't want to hurt like that again. Like, Mia was my world. I don't want to try to love her that hard again and then lose somebody. So he's going through it, y'all. He's going through it. So they was like, them girls, you know, dude, like, good thing you got a vasectomy. He didn't get it. He was like, oh, I strap up all the time, sometimes, most of the time. They was naming all the diseases he can get. And I was like, oh, Lord, he is doing the most. I mean, he had 2 girls in there, y'all. Anyway, they was like, okay, why don't you come down to Quentin's wedding? I'm like, he wasn't going to come. And, you know, it would take your mind off things, you know, celebrate with your friends. He's like, okay, maybe I'll come. So then we do see everybody go down to the wedding. Dance to the wedding. He's eyeing the limo driver. We see them getting it on later on in the car. So then Quentin's marrying this like Instagram influencer, model, actress, dancer, whatever she is, played by Nicole Ari Parker. I forgot what they call her on the show. I think it's Zania, Armani, something like that. They call her a unicorn. So already Harper's like, who is this girl that Quentin is marrying? Like, what is going on? So they go and meet her when they get out. And so Harper's like, oh my gosh, it's nice to meet you. Like, your reputation precedes you. And then she's like, what you mean? And he's like, you know, all the stuff you're doing, you're like a unicorn, you know, you're this and that. And she's like, so what do you say? So like, she got given a hard time. So then it was getting awkward. He's like, oh no, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean nothing. Like, it's nice to meet you. It's good. And then she's like, oh, I'm just messing with you. Like, giving him a hard time. And then she's like giving sage to Candace and Merch and saying how good is they do, that they have the schools that they open. And so she's like, I speak at 4 schools a year. And so then the sage was bothering Candace in her throat. It was too much to handle. So anyway, then they all get to know her, and then they're like doing, like, Quentin, you could tell is different. Like, he had on a sweater poncho. It was like, what is going on? Like, you could tell he's different. They like, and there's earthy, spiritual stuff. And so it turns out Quentin owns the resort that they're at, okay? And so we also see, what's her name? Jordan show up, aka Nia Long, right? And Shelby's calling her to death. She's like, girl, leave me alone. Then we see her having like dinner. She's on like a business call, and then she's trying to get the swordfish. The guy's like, we ain't got no more swordfish. We out. And so then she's like, no, you need to go back there, call the manager. Like, I'm here for the wedding, for the owner. Like, I know you got some more swordfish. So then this fine chocolate man named Will came through, and he was like, oh, I got the last swordfish. Like, he tried to offer it to her, but she was really trying to take it. And then later on, we did see him taking some photos, and he ended up getting a picture of her, and she's like, oh, you don't have the right to take my picture. Mind you, why did she have all them clothes on that island? Like, what did you have on, Nia Long? What did you have on? Anyway, so they were kind of talking and flirting, and she's playing hard to get, but she want that chocolate man, and we gonna see, right? Anyway, I just wanted to clear that story up, line up, so I didn't have to jump around too much with the scenes. Let's see, we saw, what's her name? Robin walks. She said she was trying to talk to Candace. Candace stressing out about this speech. She didn't want to go nowhere. The men's are having a best man meet up dinner or whatever they was doing, meeting. So she decided to go walk along the beach, and she sees this lady cooking this food. And so she, you know, the smell attracted her. So she got to talk and eat with the lady. And, you know, they do like farm to fork kind of thing. And the food was really good. You know, that Robin liked to cook, so that's her thing. She went to all the new recipes, right? Anyway, I almost snatched my earring out, y'all, talking with my hands. Anyway, so then we see the men meet up. This part was funny. So I think they was playing a card game. It was like typical. It was like the same scene you seen in the original Best Man and the same scene you seen in the Best Man Holiday, and now they're doing it again. They do that same scene with the men all sitting together playing cards and talking. Love it. Anyway, and I didn't realize it was the same scene till right now as I was saying that. So then, you know, Harper was asking Quentin, like, man, are you sure? Because Harper tripping like, nah, this ain't it. He was talking to Jordan about it, like, Harper different, right? Jordan was like, yes, this is not it. So anyway, so he's like, you sure, man? And, you know, Quentin was saying yes. Like, he had explained to him earlier, like, you know, I don't know if it was earlier or later in the scene, he explained, like, you know, after Mia died, I seen how Lance was, and I didn't want to end up, old and alone. Like, she came into my life at the right time. And I guess they met because she was doing like a commercial for one of his resorts or something, and she was having some issues with wardrobe. And he talked to her, crazy like he would, and she thought he was going to talk to her nicely, and she didn't. And then she asked for his number on the low, and they started talking, and that's what it was. And he was saying, about all the sex they have and all that good stuff. So anyway, then as they're playing cards, and then Merch kept being like, oh, that's not a best man thing. Like everything Harper would do, Merch would be like, oh, that ain't a best man thing to do. That ain't a best man thing to do. Merch bring out all the edibles. He was like, oh, I got a supplier down here. I'm hooking us up for the weekend. And so then Quentin was like, oh, no, I don't do that no more. And he's like, she got me on this new spiritual thing. I don't smoke weed no more. And they was like, what? Like, you don't smoke weed no more? I'm like, what? Quentin don't smoke weed no more? Dang, like she changed him, y'all. So then Lance was like, oh, yeah, but I'm going to try something out. I'm going to let y'all know what the locals got going on. So then Harper looking like that, and Lance like you don't smoke some weed? Because remember how Harper was, Lance was, he was an athlete. He was real pure about his body. He didn't do none of that. So Lance is showing his wild oats living his best life right now. He is wilding out. Okay? So anyway, then Harper was like, Lance, let me, calm down. Like, let me talk to you. Like, what's up? So then Lance was like, okay, what's up? So then he began to tell him about, the movie. But then Quentin's dad came in. So Quentin's dad, I forgot the actor that plays that guy, but I didn't know he was still alive. So shout out to him. So he came in there asking all the guys. He asking Merch to make him a drink. Quentin was like, no, Dad, this is Merch. Remember he's my college roommate. He's like, oh, yeah, you was with that one girl. Thank God you broke up. He was literally rehashing all the best man movies. He was like, oh, you was with that girl. That's the reality star now. Thank God you let go of her because she was going to have your balls in the knot. He was like, oh, but you married that stripper, didn't you? And then he's trying to explain how they connected. He's like, we got schools. Like, it was just embarrassing. He's talking to Harper. He's like, oh, you a writer, huh? You still a writer? You this and you that. And they had, side note, Lance had asked Harper if he had slept with Quentin's fiance, and he was like, no, and he was like, oh, you a better man than me. So anyway, then Quentin's dad was asking Lance, he's like, man, I know life is hard. How you holding up? How you dealing with it? He said the P word, but he said punani, sir. So then the dad was cracking up. He's like, lots of punani. He was cracking up. He was like, wise words. That's the best way to heal. I was like, y'all are a mess. So then Quentin's dad was like, oh, you need to sign this deal. She's going to be in the family. She's going to be representing the business. You need to do all this and that. And Quentin is like, dang, like, Dad, do we got to do this right now? Like, what's up? So Quentin, I don't know. Quentin is so different to me. I don't know if it's because he's with the unicorn girl got him different. Like, so my thing is this. Remember in The First Best Man, he was like a struggling artist. He didn't really have money like that. But somebody on Twitter reminded me that he was the one that got the penthouse for Lance's bachelor party. So man, I didn't know he came from all this money. I just didn't remember that. Did y'all remember him coming from all that money, or did they touch on it in The First Best Man or The Second Best Man? I just didn't remember that at all. And I thought he was doing music producing in the second one and the holiday one. So yeah, I just didn't remember him coming from this whole hotel resort mogul and having all this money. Because I remember he was trying to be away from that kind of stuff in the first one. So that was weird to me. That was like a weird thing they were kind of slipping in my opinion, right? Anyway, then we get down to this dinner, and everyone is there. Oh, before all that was happening, Morris Chestnut is just cutting the food. He got all the girls looking at him. He's talking to the lady who's she's like the concierge lady. She's supposed to take care of everything for the weekend, Jasmine. And he's telling her, American football is the greatest sport. Oh, you guys got it out here. She's like, oh, well, we consider football, they call it football, the soccer. And she saying that's the best one. We don't care about your American football. She wasn't going for Lance's BS. And so I think Lance was kind of intrigued by that. And so then we saw him later on at the pool. I was like, was he naked? I was in there shouting, was he naked? And so he jumped in the pool naked. All the girls was happy to see him. Sorry, y'all, my sock is coming off. Anyway, And then later on, he apologized to Jasmine. He's like, oh, my bad. I thought it was a swimsuit optional thing. You know, he was showing off for the girls. He was trying to go back to where the girls was going. She was like, oh, you need to head back to your room. It's the way. Dinner is at this time. She was like, you know, I want you to get out and see what Sanpei really has to offer. See why they chose to have their wedding here. So then later on, we see him and her talking. And you can see this beautiful view of the moon and the moonlight. And he's saying how his wife, Mia, would have really liked this and enjoyed this. And she was saying, like, I'm sure she would. And he was understanding everything, you know, Jasmine was talking about. And he told her to call him Lance and stop calling him Mr. Sullivan, right? So, you know, maybe there will be something there, spark there. I don't know. Let me know what y'all predict about Jasmine and Lance. Then down to the, okay, so before Lance sat down for dinner, Harper was all at the table like, Quentin doing the most, like, this is too much. Then he went to talk to Lance about the whole movie thing because he trying to hurry up and get it out. Like, he didn't want to waste no time. Like, Quentin told him, don't waste time on this. Like, you done learned your lesson. He didn't want to go be thrown out into the balcony, right? So anyway, then Harper tells Lance about the movie. Like, Harper's like, okay, like, that's cool. Like, he didn't really say yeah or nay. Like, he didn't seem like he really cared about it, in my opinion. Then they doing this whole ring ceremony thing, exchanging of the rings. The wedding's in like 2 days. They gonna sit there and get tattoos, and they're like, do we gotta sit here and watch this? Like, what is going on? And then Merch is trying to get his money back for all them edibles because they not about to get used. He's trying to see if he can get a refund. I was like, he can pass those over here because I need to re-up. Anyway, then Candace is going off about that whole speech thing. Robin over there talking about how she got to meet the person who made all of the dinner and all that good stuff. So then Harper's sitting there seeing Lance is sitting there seeing Quinton and Unicorn Girl, you know, they're loving. So he's making him think of him and Mia, and they're showing a little flashback. And so then he got upset, and then he was like, oh, yeah, you know, he started going off on Harper about that book and that movie. He's like, oh, you just want to relive. Oh, yeah, you just want to relive the past. You want to bring everything up. You want to make me feel some type of way. And I shouldn't even came here. It's just making me sad and depressed. So he was going off at the table. And then Harper's like, man, it's cool. Like, we can talk about it later. I thought we just talked about it. Like, you was cool, but we could talk about it later. Harper's like, no, forget this. Like, I shouldn't even came here. He was going off. Like, you could tell the grief just got the best of him. So then they was all like, what? Like, what's wrong with him? So then he went off. And then Merch was like, oh, like, that wouldn't, you know, this wouldn't be happening if I was the best man. Because Quentin and his dad was coming there like, what's going on? Because they could hear all the commotion. And then Merch was like, oh, I would have been a better best man. Like, it wouldn't have been on me. And so then Candace was like, really? Like, I bet you, why don't you marry him and then put y'all name together and then be, what did he say? Quirch or something like that. And then he had a different name and she's like, really? You thought of that? Really? So then she got up and stormed off. So she was mad. Everybody at the table was mad. They was going off. Quentin and his daddy over there like, what the hell y'all got going on? Then comes Shelby. And then she was like, she shouted, Merch. She's like, Merch, is it Murchison? Is his name Murchison? And then she's like, sorry, of course I have it. Then she's like, hello, Quentin, like she always does. And that is how this episode ended. So to me, it started off a little like, where we going? Like, where's the character? Like, it wasn't gelling, but then it came together once they got to the island for me. And we're back into the groove with those characters we love. So I'm definitely excited to see it, y'all. I'm going to try my best to review all 8 episodes. I want to do 1 episode at a time, but, if we end up lumping 2 together, that's cool too, y'all. Shout out to one of the nurses that works in my class that gave me this sweater. That's why I got it on. I wanted to represent. She got us all one in the class that I teach in. Anyway, y'all, my nose is starting to run, so I need to jump off of here. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know if y'all watching the new Best Man series, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.